Hi everybody and welcome to this here tutorial. Okay, so back to work. Working on Shelly again, and I'm up to, I forget, her basic attacks I believe. In the last video I did her basics and she is very playable in Mugen. She has all her basic animations and sprites, and hitboxes are done for her basic stuff. Now what's left to do is add the rest of the sprites for the attacks and actually code the attacks. Now, before I do all of this nice fancy work on attacks, which I'm sure a lot of you want to learn how to do, I have to rip her projectiles because I didn't rip them, and I'm gonna go back and do it right now. This shouldn't take too long. I'll probably fast forward this scene just to make it easier to watch. Also, see these arrows here that she has? I'm going to rotate them manually because the rotated ones here look really funky. I mean, it is ugly, and then the one here, which is like a 45-degree angle. This could have been done better. I mean, it's like strange. So I'm going to use eye drop to rotate it. So first off, I'll show you this. Okay, so arrow, take the select tool, clear it, fill box, erase everything. This will be arrow 1. Arrow 1. Shelly. Okay, arrow 000. Copy this one, paste it. This would be arrow 001. Okay. Now Control Z to undo. I'll go back to this and I'll rotate it 45 degrees, wrong direction. Okay, 45 degrees, correct direction. So rotate that. That looks a lot better, even though it's still kind of ugly, but it still looks better. And there's nothing I can really clean up on it unless I really try to. I guess that makes it look good. I don't know. How's it looking far away? Perfect. Good. So arrow 002. Okay, I'll undo this, copy this, paste it back. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna okay, I can't do that. So let me see, what did I do before? I just did this, right? Yeah. So put back the orange. Now I'm gonna flip this vertically so it goes up. So this will work for her aerial shot. So this will be arrow 004. If you want to know arrow 003 is, this is it right here. I'll flip this 45. It is not an arrow at all. That's just ugly. Ew. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, that makes it look like an arrow, I think. But it doesn't look the same as the other one. So I have to make them look the same because they're the same arrows just flashing. So I'll undo until I get to that arrow. Good. Let's see. Huh. You know what? I'm too lazy for this. Arrow 003. Flip vertically. Arrow 004. 5. Good. Okay, now it's just these sprites for the arrow hitting that I need to add, and it wouldn't take too long considering it's only a few, so I don't think I have to fast forward this scene. Arrow hit 000. Good. Oh, looks like it flashes white too. Okay. Arrow hit 001. Arrow hit 002. See, the hard thing about aligning hit sparks is that did they move? Okay, it did move. Arrow hit 003. The annoying thing about aligning hit sparks is that well, these are going to be hit sparks. That's what I'm calling them. Is the fact that there is no like alignment really to them. You know, you just do it to the best of your ability. Because hit sparks and effects are kind of hard to align compared to a character which has like, you know, he has to be standing in a certain way, which you can automatically figure out by looking at him. Okay, now I know you guys have really been waiting to see the attacks coded in and everything, and I swear we're gonna get to that today. Um, I just really want to get these ripped so I can code stuff. Oh crap, R007. Arrow hit 007. Okay, that the ice is breaking. 8. And this one, so blop, blop. Arrow hit 009. Good. Okay, so I got all the arrow effects. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. These are little ice spikes things. Yeah, that's not going to be an issue. Well, you know what? It will be an issue, but I won't use those. I want to use the effects from Kula Diamond from King of Fighters. She has nice ice effects. And also, I need to do one other thing. This arrow here. I'll delete this. Arrow here at 000. I need to turn it in a way so I can get the up and down angle. I see. If I just have the top right, and well, let me see. There are only a couple angles I really need. Otherwise, I can just do it in Mugen. Oh my goodness. Otherwise, I can do it in Mugen to make it work. So this is down for when she shoots the arrow down. And, you know, I probably don't even need this, but it's strictly cosmetic in a sense. But I'm gonna add anyways, just to make it look right. Plus, I can give her an attack like she shoots an arrow down from the air, so that'll work the same. It hits the ground, and you see the ice scattered on the floor. I'm thinking up ideas for her attacks as I go, so you know, nothing's really planned in my head. Just her basic stuff. Okay. Hey, I hope I didn't take too long. Let me see my timer. 6 minutes. Okay. Good. I didn't waste too much time on that. I tried not to waste time on that. So, back to the character. Now we're going to add to our attacks. So we're going to use the first standing sprite, onion skin that. Go to the end of her basic stuff, so 180. Then I'll go to the add sprite. I'm going to add, where's her folder? Shelly. Okay, X. What is this? Okay, AA, that's air. Okay, so X will be this swiping one. So this. Okay, good. This is all 200. I like to use 200 for my basic first attack, like light punch. That's what I'll use for 200. And depending on the character, if it's a big character, I would use 200, 205, 210, 215, 220, 225, etc., and so on. So by the time I reach 300, all of the character's basics are done. So then I have everything organized in a way that all of the character's basic moves, basic commands are 200, in group 200. So that's just a load off my mind. What the hell is that? Oh. Okay, so. Okay, move these down to. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I were to play her in Mugen this way, she would crash because her states aren't coded properly. So we have to fix the air file as well. Now see, this is also hard, getting the alignment for this stuff, because, you know, you can never really be precise, but you have to do whatever looks correct. Okay, good. So, good. Now let's add the next set. That was X. Now Y. No, Y. Okay, Y. This looks like some kind of upward hitting move. So that's what it's gonna be. Okay, so this will be 205. Align there. Crop before access. Okay, good. So there. And you see, I'm still aligning her feet to the bottom, even though she's probably not. Yeah, I mean, her sprites are a tad weird, but I'm doing my best to work with them here. Yeah, alignment really is an issue. The hard part is getting it right. Okay, that looks good. So onion skin the previous one to get this, and this, and that looks familiar. Okay, she was never in this one before, so closest thing that. There, see, it's in the middle, 2, 2, 2, 2. So it'll look good when you actually use it. So like, watch. Now let's see, 2. Okay, that was X and Y. I like to use X, Y, Z as my commands. I don't know why, I just do. Maybe it's because of the way I have my control set up. X, Y, Z is my bottom 3, as compared to other people who have A, B, C at their bottom 3. But that's how it's just how I plan on my characters. And so if you're doing like A, B, C, the first would be X. The first would be A. The second would be C. What the hell am I saying? The first would be A. The second would be B, and the third would be C. That makes much more sense. So, okay, so all right. So her Z button is going to be shooting the floor. I don't know why she's crouching for that, but okay. Let's see. Yeah. She's got like little stubs for feet. Do you see that? Okay, alignment is key. See, her sprites are weird because like she turns backwards to shoot you with arrows. Look at that. Still looking behind her. Not even in front of her. What the hell? Okay, so that was the basic XYZ. XYZ. Now let's see what else her sprites give me. What is this? XU that I have? Okay, so I guess the first hit would be X to slash you, then X to pull out the bow and shoot you. Okay, that makes total sense. See how X006 and XU000 is like the same sprite? I'm just gonna skip that and use these. Okay, so this is 215. Align the bottom, crop. Good. Put the onion skin back at that. You know, it'll make this easier if I onion skin the last sprite in 200. Yeah, 206. So there. Hacha, haro. Cha-ching. Okay, you gotta watch her footing here. Feeding. This is very important to do. Just keep that in mind. So, X, Y, Z. What the hell? Why does that look funny? There. X, Y. What the heck? There. See, I had to go over it again just to make sure it looked right. Okay, this is X, the second attack. Now, 220, sorry. YY. This is also the same as these, so these three are the same. We'll just skip over that. These. 220, line the bottom, crop before. Okay, so I think we have a sprite similar to this, and we do, so we'll use that to line that up. And we also have a sprite similar to that, and we have to line it up, and this one, kind of original. However, the footing is the same, so we'll line up the footing. And you see, it's a good thing to use onion skin. It's like your best friend. Okay, so I have the ground, XX, YY, and the Z. Now I'll do the air moves. Yeah, I don't have any extra Z's hanging around there, so AA. her AA air attack is gonna be the same for everything except her Z, which I will use this for her Z. She'll find a way to turn around and shoot down. Maybe I'll make her like jump up in the air after she shoots, so it's like the force from the arrow is bouncing her in the air. Okay, so A. So this is her air attack. This is gonna be 225. Before. Okay, so normally if your air sprites are up here like this, you would align her air attacks like up there like that. But since ours are aligned with the line, we're just gonna use the line. It works out better that way for us. There. See how this looks? Nah, I want it to look smooth, so good. There. Choo. Huh, you know, I gotta find sound effects. I didn't think about arrow sound effects. I'm sure I could find something on the internet. Choo. Good. Now, I believe that's all I need to really make her basics work. Oh, and I have to add the arrow, of course. So let's make the arrow a different group. I'll leave 200 just for character, physical attacks, and physical animations. I like to use, say, 500 for other animations and stuff like that. So this is just for the arrows and the stuff. So I'll take all of them at once. Group 500. Simple. Align at the center. This is good here. Crop before axis. Boom. So no matter where she shoots the arrow, it's going to be aligned the same way each time. Huh, look at that. Move it down a little bit. Over a little bit. Nah, it looks strange. I move this over that way. Close enough. And this is okay. This looks, let's see, boom, boom, maybe over this way once. Doom, 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 doom. It's good to know how to use the X and Y arrows here. It makes a difference in the overall experience of alignment. And believe me, alignment is a pain in the ass. But I've done so many high-res sprites in my time that that's not really an issue. Boom, break, good. Good, so we have the basic attack animations and we have the attacks. So what do we need to do now? We need to make the animations. Since we cleared out the air file last time, all she has in her now are just all her basic stuff. So go to 180, 190, and make a new one. This will be 200, her basic attack. This will be, I like to name them after what they are for chibi characters, so this will be X, group 200, image 0, time, I'll leave it at 10 for now. Here, copy, paste, or copy, paste, 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 paste. Again, I like to just do a whole bunch of numbers. This way I can't really be wrong. So apply and look, swoosh! Okay, she has no 8, so delete that. She has no 7, delete that. There we go. Shoosh. Shoosh, shoosh. Now let's make it faster. So this will be 4 ticks for every frame. However, for these speed frames where you don't see much of anything, I'm going to put 2 for the ticks. Or you know what? I'll just put 1. 1 for this, 1 for this, 1 for this. And I'll make it so. Okay, first off, remember I did before with the collision boxes? I'm going to copy and paste that again, just because it just works well with her. I have never really experienced this before where one collision box works for everything, but it just does. So for this, I don't recommend normally doing this, however, I'm going to code it in a way so it works out perfectly fine. Giant red box. People will think this is infinite priority, which it kind of is, because of how it works, but let's see how this works. Okay, yeah. So that's the attack right there, this red box. And it's a quick second too, so if you miss, you kind of just miss. Yeah, I'll leave it. So that's X. Next we add number 205. Also, try to keep your animation numbers the same as your group numbers, so it's easier to figure out what's what, you know? So copy this, paste, 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 paste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see what's not needed. Okay, so there's no 9, there's no 8. Okay, so again, 4 ticks. Oh, whoops, what did I do? There. 4 ticks, everything's 4. Now speed frame, 1 tick. Speed frame, 1 tick. No speed frame. Okay. So again, I'm just gonna copy her default CLSN blue box, green box. Yeah, green box. And use that. It works well for her again, so nothing wrong with using it again. And this is a giant hitbox here, so we're gonna make it giant. Now, see this little space here? You can't have that, because in there there's a chance like this some slim character is standing there, it's totally gonna miss. So you gotta close that gap. Even if it doesn't look right, you have to close that gap. And just to make this more realistic-ish, I'll close that off there. So it's that giant hitbox, just for that quick second, like chop, 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 chop. Simple enough, right? Next, 210. Z button. So 210. Copy. Pasta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's watch this animation and bang. So there's no 9, there's no 8. I'll take out the onion skin now, we don't need that. Good, see, that's how it looks, and it looks pretty good. So set the time to 4. And this one I'll make longer, like say 6, because she's holding the bow with force really, and she just lets go, so I'll also make this 6. This looks a bit too fast, so maybe 10, and then 10. Okay, so now it looks like she's hurrying to turn the bow down, and then she's holding for a second to pull strength, and she's letting go, and her hand is just extended upwards, which is what most archers do. After they fire, they tend to hold their position. Good. And like before, I'm going to copy my universal collision box because it just works epically. Good. Next animation, 215. 215. Good. 215 is XX, so we're gonna name it XX. Normally I have like X, then XX, then XXX, but I'll just do it this way because that's how I made it in the animation file, so it won't be a confusing issue for anybody. Again, just like before, copy, oh god, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy pasta. Go through the animation, see what's not needed. The last 2 it looks like. Delete, delete, okay, last 3, delete. So now we have acha, acha. So make it 4, this. Depending on your character, it depends on the time. If you have a little amount of sprites, like say 2 sprites, use high numbers like 6, 8, 10. If you have a lot of sprites, use low numbers like 4, 2, depending. You know, if the character is like very, very, very fluid animation, like say your low punch is like 20 frames, use 1 tick. So she's holding it. So what is this? This was 10. This was 10. I think, was it 10, 10? 10, 10. Okay, good. So 10, 10, 4. Wait. No, this is gonna be 2 because she has 2 frames of holding the bow. This one's gonna be 8. So it'll be like, ja. Now let's copy my universal collision box. That's ultimate, and just can't lose. And it's gonna work for this. And the reason why Z has no hitbox is because Z is gonna make a projectile which makes those ice things, and XX has no hitbox because XX is gonna summon a projectile in its place. Now 220. I think this is YY, the diagonal one. 220. And it's funny, even though I did all these like just now, I don't really remember what I just did. That's why it's good to make them the same numbers and to label them, because the more organized you are, the easier it is to understand what you're doing, to see where you made your mistake, you know, etc., etc. This will be 10. Okay, well, let's see. First 4. Erase the rest. Wow, okay. So 4, 4. Okay, 10. Then 2. Then 8. Good. So, hacha, hacha, hacha. Good. Now I'll just reuse the X and the Z animation for the air version. I don't think I'll have any problems with that, but you know what? I'm gonna copy the whole thing, all of this from the collision box. Go over and make a. Do I have 225? I do have a 225. Oh wow. Okay, so I'll make 230 then. 230 is gonna be my air Z button. Air Z. I'm gonna paste all that animation there. And you see how she ends up like that? Well, let me see. 225. Make a new one. This will be air attack. Now, I'm not going to name this X or Y because this is going to be for both X and Y. 225? Yeah. If they were different attacks, I would name them differently, but they're not, so. Okay, erase all the ones that aren't needed. Good. Copy universal collision box. I noticed I missed it here, so I will add it. Okay, and I'll add it here, see if this works out. Okay, it doesn't work out too well, so I'll just raise it up here. Extend that, so there, 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 there. Good, so this works. So now make this 4 ticks again. This will be 10, and this will be 2 and 8. Then see, because it's an air attack, she's gonna fall back down to the ground. So what I recommend is you take the jump animation, usually the from halfway to the end, use those. So that's what we're gonna take from here, and this is what we're gonna use for air attack, the ending of it. So she's gonna more or less do this: jump, shoot down, and go like that. Okay, so she's falling. And the air Z will be like very similar. It'll be just like that, except she goes up, she shoots down, and she doesn't need this frame. That's gonna be confusing. She shoots down, and she just falls from there. Now let's see. I'll add group 500 for the projectile. Straight arrow 500. There's only 2, so I won't have to do anything. And this will be like 2 ticks each, just to make it like flash, you know, to make it look fancy. And now this needs both a red and a blue collision box, because if an arrow hits a player, it hits a player. If an arrow hits an arrow, it has to stop, which is what we're gonna do. So pull this back like that. Now there are several tutorials online about making collision boxes. I think this is the best way. Have the red on the outside and the blue like lining the red. This way, hold on. No, what the hell did I do? Okay, good. This way, the attacks have to hit each other first, and if it hits a blue, which is right next to it, it's gonna work. You could put them, you know, directly inside each other, like same lines. That works also. There's no problem with that. But I guess it's strictly preference. Now let's see. We're work 5. Yeah, 505. Diagonal upward arrow. I think. No, 2. Oh no, that's down. Okay, diagonal downward. 503. Flashy, flashy, flashy. Now let's see. How can I do this? Now see, if I add more boxes like that size, it'll make these overcomplicated. So what we do for something like this size and nature, we just make it bigger. Like this, you know? I know it seems a bit unrealistic, but that's just how you do it. I mean, you can do it however you want to do it. I don't care, you know? It's not my work. It's yours. Okay, and turn that to green. So that's diagonal down, which I'll put the 2 ticks. So, hey, okay, good. Next, 5, 510. Let's see, 500, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is diagonal upward arrow. You can name them whatever you want to name them. It's up to you. I mean, you don't have to follow exactly everything I'm saying, but it just makes it easier because I think everything I'm doing is pretty easy. And I'm just going to copy the hitbox from this because they should be aligned the same way, really. And that looks great. See, look at that. Looks great. The arrows look funky though. Very, very funky. Maybe I'll fix that. Let me see. Ching. It looks strange, but I guess it's okay. Okay, so that's that. Then we need the next set, which is, let's see, 500, 5, 6. Downwards, good. This is simple. Just a big old hitbox going down. Then another big old hitbox going inside the down. And this is going to be default. That's going to be default. Now we add the next one, 507? Yeah, like 7, yeah, that's the number. Make it 2. Name this one downward arrow. So now we have the straight arrow, diagonal down, diagonal up, a downward arrow. Now if I were to mirror these, I pretty much have all the angles, all 8 sides. I think I lined this up funny. No, I didn't. Okay, it's just the way it looks. Okay, so I have, how much time is it? 30 minutes. Okay, good. I have the basic attacks, animations, and now I have the actual collision boxes and stuff done. So that's great. Next, we're going to work in the CNS. But first, I must work on the command file. See these Kung Fu Man things? We don't have them. We don't need them. See these other Kung Fu Man things? We don't have them. We don't need them. We'll come back and add some more later, but not right now. We don't need all these little notes. Anything with a colon mark, semicolon mark, you don't need. It's all notes. This is all notes. These are all notes. You can read these. It's very, very extremely useful. I recommend reading it. It'll teach you how to make attacks properly without breaking the character or anything like that. This is also very useful right here. It helps you a little bit. It may be kind of hard to understand at first, but it's really not. Okay, so to make her work properly, I mean, you can make the animations, but they may not even play at all unless these -1 states, which is located in the command file, unless these states are actually correct and tell you which button links to what, it's not going to work. So first off, let's get rid of this. We don't need that. We don't need this check thing here for Kung Fu Man. We don't need none of these. Run forward, I'll leave because she does run forward. Run back, I'll also leave. Remember to not delete these unless you want to like rewrite it, which no one wants to do that. She has no taunt, so we don't need that. These are her punch and kick stuff, so we'll delete everything there. So basically now all I have in her command file is the double tap, which is required, do not remove as you see here. The recovery, do not remove, also required. Direction button, which I don't even know what this is for. And then the single button, which are to assign all of her buttons to her. Now she may not be all buttons, she'll be like 3 buttons, but still, I keep all this here for whatever purpose. I don't know. Then the whole direction, required, do not remove. So more or less, that's all the command file there is to her, really. Next, state that -1. Every command file needs a state that -1. Every character needs state that -1. There's also -2, which is activated constantly, and -3, which is activated whenever called upon. but -1 is activated whenever it's called upon as well. And this specifies the attacks, so and other state calling. So let's see. So we're gonna copy run, right? We're gonna copy. No, let's copy run back because there's a line. Okay, we're gonna copy run back and rename it Command X. I'll rename this too. This has no effect on the command whatsoever. This is just something I'm putting there. Command X type equals change state. This means if you press X, it's going to change state. The value which the state is going to go to is going to be 200, which is my X state. I'm going to make it my X state. The trigger 1, which is what's used to activate this whole piece of code here, is BB. I don't know what BB is, but it's going to be X. As you see here, X equals X command, so that's what it's going to be. If you want to put something else there, like say quarter circle back, you need to have it up here, like say like something like this. Quarter circle back, and command would be down, down forward, down back, and back. That's quarter circle back. But see, to make the command work, you need the name of the command in quotation marks, the actual command. Movement keys are in capitals, actual button press are in lowercase. So you need all of that before this can work here. So this will be X. State type will be S for stand, which means the character has to be standing. So if they're crouching, it won't work. If they're in the air, it won't work. They have to be standing. And the trigger 1 equals control means player has to have control to do the attack. So in short, all of this means that if the player pushes the X button and they're standing and the player has control of the character, then the player can enter state 200 and do the attack. Now, if the player is hurt and the player is not in control, which is what you're not in control when you're being hit, you cannot do the attack. Alternatively, I learned this from Cybaster and Cyanide. It's best to use state type exclamation mark means not equal to air. This way, if you're standing or crouching, you can still attack as long as you're not in the air, which is good because for chibi characters, when they crouch, they kind of do the same thing as when they're standing, so it doesn't really make a difference. So this is X, 200, X is my command here. I have to be on the ground, standing or crouching to do the attack. Now, that's that. Now we'll go over to the states. Now see, this is all a mess here. But I'm going to go here and just start erasing all of this. This is all Kung Fu Man code right here. 3,000 something odd number of Kung Fu Man codes. Oy. Okay, this might take a while. This will take a while. Almost. Not quite. Okay, I am kind of close. Not that there yet. Okay, Kung Fu Palm. Okay, erase all that and keep going, because I just don't stop. And to anyone who's actually watching this video, sorry I didn't release it earlier. My nephew's over, and when he's over, it's just hard to record because he's there. He's just there. Okay, so we'll erase that. Now, we'll erase this. See how... Okay, first off, this is the CNS. The CNS controls the life of the character, how much life they have, how much power they have, how much defense they have, and other various details about the character, the size, the width of the character, which is used for positioning and distance between each other, velocities for jump, running, jump, air recoveries, movement, all that stuff. The CNS file is basically the constants, or the, let me see, I guess the better term for this would be, it defines the character, how the character acts and plays. So all the coding is in here in your CNS file. This is the most important place. Variable use, don't need this because we're not using that. This. And normally I delete all these little comment marks. I don't like seeing them, but I'll leave them for now. These are the victory quotes. Everything has to be in quotation marks, and since it's Kung Fu Man, it's gonna say Kung Fu Man quotes. So this is gonna be my quote. Hi, my name is Shelly. Wait, no, that's not funny. Let me see anything funny. Huh. Okay, I just shot you. I'll get back to this later. It's something funny in my head. I just can't word it right now. But anyways, if you can see here, lose by time over. If you time runs out, it's gonna play animation 170. And what's 170 in our animation file? Animation is 170. This is gonna happen when time runs out. Good. So that works. This is a not hit by code, which means she will not be hit by any standing, crouch, or air attacks. So she will not be hit by anything. She'll fall on the floor and just stay there. This is the win state decider. Now I can just copy the win state and put it in here, but the way this works is it's the win state is 180 by default, and 180 has a change state, which changes it to 181, which is this. And time equals 0 means when time for that state runs out. But since there's no animation for it, time runs out like automatically right away. So this redirects to this in like an instantaneous second, so you don't see the difference. And this plays 181 for the win pose, and not hit by, introductions, all of this. You know, freeze animation till pre-intro is over, assert special, makes the various things like this, change states. Read these comments, they're very helpful. I mean, it'll teach you a lot. That's what I did. These I don't need because this is the wood falling and breaking for Kung Fu Man, the sound. Taunt, she does not have. I can erase. Light punch, excellent. However, see all these details? This is all very important. Read it, you'll learn so much from it, and it just makes your life a lot easier. However, I'm just going to erase that and use the heavy punch because the heavy punch has less comments to erase and it makes it easier. So, all the important things I really need, I'm going to leave. So, I'll change to 200. Oh, that's not 200. Okay, 200. I will add this on top. Always label your states. Please label your states. It makes it easier for everybody. It makes it easier for you to understand what you're doing, to where you're locating. And please organize everything with a proper number, you know? Don't make cockamamie numbers like some people I know. But just make numbers that make sense. Separate everything. Normal attacks, special attacks, hyper attacks. Separate. Or make separate CNSs. This is going to be Command X. And see, it changes here, Command X. So now if I need it, I can just click Command X, and here I am, Command X. Now it's going to be, type means it's going to be a standing. There's either standing, crouch, or air, so it's a standing attack. Move type equals attack, A for attack. There's also I for idle, or H for hit. H for hit is mainly used for throws and stuff. I is for just, you know, if the player's idle, like for a stance or something. So move type A, which means an attack. If your move type is not A and you're doing an attack, your attack will not work, it'll completely miss. So it's very important to keep this in mind, these two. Physics, stand. If you have air physics, you're gonna fall and hit the ground. If you have no physics and you have a velocity, then you're gonna keep moving in that direction because there's no physics holding you back. And stand physics just means that you're on the ground, gravity is applying to you and everything. Juggle is based on juggle points. Up here, air juggle is the number of juggle points, 15. So if I do the attack 200, the X attack, it's going to take 4 juggle points. Now if I do it again for a 2-hit combo, it's going to take a total of 8 juggle points. So 4 and 4 is equal 8. With 15 points, I can probably do I can press X 3 times and hit 3 times. The 4th hit will just swing right by the enemy, nothing will happen. Okay, power add means this will add 30 to your power gauge. The power gauge is 3000 by default. It's not here, but it looks like this. That's basically what the code is. It just doesn't appear in the data file for some reason. Next is the CTRL equals 0. This is control of the character. If this is 1, that means you can do the attack, but then you can cancel it and do something else. But in most cases, when someone does the attack, the last button they press is the direction button. And that will automatically cancel your attack into just movement. So it'll look like your attack is not happening at all, and this has caused people many errors. So leave control to equal to 0. Next is your Velset. She's not going anywhere. She's just slapping you with her weapon. So Velset 00. She's just staying there. Animation will be 200 to match the state. Always a good idea. The Spr Priority. This is Sprite Priority. It works in terms of 5s. 0 is a standard level. well, 1 is actually the standard level. 0 is considered back, I guess. -1 is behind. -2, 3, 4, 5 is all behind. 1 is standard level for both players. Then there's 2, which is in front of players. 3, 4, 5, which is also in front of players. So always keep this in mind. I'll set this to 1. No, wait. Yeah, 1 is good, I think. Now, this is a play sound, which means it's going to play a sound at time equals 2. Time is irrelevant to, not real time, but rather ticks. It's not seconds, so it's ticks. I'm not sure how fast ticks really are, but I believe 60 ticks is 1 second. So this is like, to us it'll seem almost instantaneously, but to Mugen it actually matters depending on what you're doing. So this is the hit depth. The hit depth is what makes your attack work. So hit depth means hit definition. Trigger 1, animation element equals 3. We go to animation 200. Now, animation element, this is animation element 1, animation element 2, animation element 3, animation element 4. Now, the CNS says our animation element is 3. However, in the animation file, we see that it's not 3, it's 4. So we're going to change this to 4. So now, when I do the attack, it's going to work. If I left it at 3, it would miss, completely miss. And then there's the attributes for it. Basically, this means standing, normal attack. There's also SA for super attack, HA for hyper attack. And then standing also has C for crouch and A for air. So you can have some crazy cockamamie thing. Animation type is what animation to play when the character is hit by this. Medium, I guess, is good for this. The damage of the attack, there's also a second variable here for guard damage. So this is damage if player is hit. This is damage if player is guarding. Guard flag, MA, meaning mid or middle. So if the player is, this affects basically high and low. So if the player is, say, standing, you can hit them high and you can hit them low. If the player is in the air, you can hit them. Pause time. This is the time that it pauses between each hit. So if you're saying you hit them, it'll pause for 12 ticks on both of you. This is the player, and this is the opponent. So if you have this to 0, then no, you can't use 0. You have to use 1. If you set this to 1, the player will not freeze, whereas player 2 will freeze in their hit animation. So we'll keep this the same for now. Hit spark is irrelevant to either you put S and use your sprite, your SFF for hit sparks, or you use just a number and it's irrelevant to the Mugen fight effects air file, which is located in the data folder. Spark XY is your coordinates for the alignment. I think 40 will do for her. I'm just guessing that though. Hit spark sound, again, put S if you want to use your own. Ground type. There is either low for low attacks, like say a low kick. You're kicking someone in the shins. They're gonna go bend down because they're in pain with their shins. Now they're not gonna say they're not gonna hold their head like you kicked me. Instead they're gonna hold their legs. And since her move is like a slap, it's gonna be high across the face. That's what that's gonna be. Slide time is how long the character will slide for. 12 is good by default. Hit time is how long the character will be in their hit animation for. This will loop until this time is over. If you use like 99999, the character will enter their hit state and just stay there and not move, which allows you to combo in other moves. But just insane numbers like that is not welcome. No one wants it. It's a stupid thing to do. I recommend values from say 15 to 30 or 40. Ground velocity. When she hits them, he's gonna slide backwards or forward depending on the value you put by this X and there's Y. You don't need to put this though. For ground volley, you don't need to put this. And then at the end of it, another change state. Animation time equals 0 means when the animation time is 0 or animation time is over, it's going to change state to 0, which is stand, and give control back. So the player can do it again. So we'll save this, test it, and we'll see what the old girl can do. Loading sucks. Let's see. Good, no errors. No debug errors. See? So now she's attacking. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, you probably can't see it. I'll try to get it. There we go. See? So that works. This is just the X button I'm doing. And it's kind of fast, I know. So see, she hits him. And I got the hit spark coordinate right. The XY, spark XY, I got it almost right. It's a bit too low. But you see how the 12 works? 12 hits him, pauses for a good couple seconds, then they react normally. Good. See? So that works. It has Kung Fu Man sound though, but that's okay. I think. Okay. Next, we need to work on, how much time is it now? 50 minutes. Okay, I'll hurry the next piece up. Y. Now, this is what I like to do personally. Command file. X. Copy. Pasta. Command Y. Command Y. Animation 5. Command Y. Paste. Copy. Command Z. Command Z. 210. 10. Next would be, oh, I'll copy and paste these two again. X2, Y2, this would be 15. Actually, you know what? This will not even be here at all. Yeah, that won't be there at all. Okay. So these are the ground ones because it's not able to do in the air. So I'll copy all of these, paste them, and name them to air command X, air command Y, oops, and air command Z. So now this will be, what was it, 20? No, 20, 25. Okay, this will be, wait, wrong thing. 25, 225. This will be 230. And now this is going to be, state type is not equal to stand. These two lines mean or. State type will not equal to stand or state type. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use or, I'm going to use and. Two and percent signs means and, which means both have to be true for this to be possible. So state type has to not be standing, and state type has to not be crouching. So then as a trigger all, which means an overall trigger for the whole state, would be state type equals stand, air. This works as like an excellent safety, so your ground attacks do not happen in the air and your air attacks do not happen on the ground. Now, because I have everything kind of jumbled up there, I'm just going to separate it with this big old border here. So I have all 3 ground attacks and all 3 air attacks. Now save that, project save, now go to the CNS, copy the all of 200, paste it below itself, change to Y, 205, 205, 205, 205, 205. Paste it again. Z, 10, 10, 10, 10. There's no hit depth for Z, so we're just going to get rid of that. 10. Ooh. And then copy and paste it one more time. Rename it to air X, which would be 225. 225. Now, see, this is an air attack, so it's going to be air type. Move type is still an attack, and physics is going to be air. So air attacks only need to be AAA, unless you're doing something special. 25, 25. Again, this is irrelevant because she shoots arrows. And 25. So this is air X. Paste that. Then we'll get Y. Paste that. And we'll get Z, which is going to be 30. I believe I have 30. Yes. Cha. Okay, 30. Okay, 30, 30 to 30. I'll just add this code here, vel set. A vel set is basically, it sets the velocity based on the animation. And if you look at this one, she shoots it there. So from when she shoots it, which is frame number 7, she's going to fly up in the air. So velocity equals animation element equals 7. X is not going to change, so we'll delete that. We're just changing the Y value. She's going to go upwards by 3 velocity. Now I'll save all this, and oh wait, before I do that, see how it works here? I can just easily locate files now. Well, locate states. So let me see. The Y attack would be X is that Y is frame number 4. Okay, good. So good. That works well. So now I'm just gonna test it and show it to you how all the attacks work when done properly. It's not fully done yet, but you get the idea of how they work. So X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. Okay, see how she just goes down like that? That's because in her state def here, which is the definition for the whole state, this controls all of this. I have vel set here. This vel set code's what's messing her up. So we'll just get rid of that in all three of them. For air attacks, do not include vel sets in your state def. Just do not include it. It'll make your character sink straight down to the floor. Okay, let's try the air attacks again. See? She gets ready to shoot. Oh. She gets ready to shoot, and boom, bounces out. Okay. Good. Now, let's go to Command Y. We'll add some Y velocity to him. Say a -4. We'll add fall equals 1, which will make him fall down basically. Change this to 3 so he doesn't fall back too far. We don't want him to like fly away from us, you know? I think I need more than -4 for the ground velocity, but let's see how this works. Once that fall code is in there, if I hit him, he's going to enter a fall state. And either he air recovers or he just falls down. He just falls down. So see this? He doesn't go up high enough. So I'll lower this to 2 so he's closer to me and put this to 8. I know this value seems kind of like strange and abstract to just use suddenly, but it makes sense when you actually see it in game. So let's see how this works out. And see he goes up in the air now and he comes down. The reason for this is the YY is she hits you up first, then she turns the bow around and shoots you with 3 arrows. So that's how that's gonna work. Good. So as you see, she has her basic 3-button attack patterns now, and she's very playable. She can do, you know, all of her attacks and everything. So that's it for now. I'm almost at my 60-minute mark. I'm not sure if I can go over that, but thanks for watching. The next part's going to be coming at you soon. Enjoy this video and all the other ones. Thanks.